I was headed eastbound and a gentleman headed westbound had a heart attack behind the wheel and crossed the median, on an unprotected median on the highway, and hit me head on. I don't know how I missed it coming. I'm sure if I saw it, and I could have avoided it. I'm not sure what's going on. So and then my brain injury happened and broke both legs and ribs and stuff. I was in a coma for a month after that. I had a broken femur, and they couldn't operate that for a long time, I guess, because the brain swelling was going on.
So HCMC, Ben was there 3 weeks in intensive care. We were actually told by the chief neurologist that this is probably as good as Ben is ever going to be. And at the time when we were told that, he was in a coma. And the only thing that we would get from Ben was, as we sat there and held his hand, he could squeeze. That's the only part of Ben that we could communicate. Everything was through our hands, and we knew he was in there. And he was still in a coma, just starting to come out when we arrived at Bethesda. Once he had his trach removed, we moved him down to the brain injury floor. He's coming out of the coma, and you start to realize it's having to learn what's wrong. What do we have to start working on? The brain was just trying to put itself back together, and he had, for probably about 2 weeks, perseveration. He counted for 2 weeks solid. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just all day long. Ben had to learn to walk, talk, everything. He couldn't smile, everything was monotone. So it was into January 12th, I believe, of 14, when Ben could stand for the first time. And Melissa and I were there, and it was, there started being those battles that Ben was winning, because Ben was, and Ben worked hard. When we left Courage Kenny, we were alone. The first contact was the Brain Alliance that contacted us and said, we should set up a time to come by and meet you and just have a chat and say, what is it you're looking for? What is it that Ben needs? So it's understanding what are those services that are laid out to help brain patients, and which ones may be appropriate or not. And then also just understanding from their experience when he is evaluated by the medical professionals or the therapy professionals is, here's where he is and here's what's next. So the Brain Injury Alliance was a big help for us navigating through that. And for me, I easily could have lost my mind going through trying to handle all of that. And instead of worrying about it, procrastinating, or just doing nothing, or just fretting, I can pick up the phone. And I'm sure there are people that I can understand how, if you don't have people to help, Brain Injury Alliance has to be a godsend for them.